Hello and welcome to today's members only crystal ball with tarot, well, with oracle cards as well. So just wait for a few of you guys to come in and get on with the questions. Please do let me know if the sound is okay. I'll get my chat up here now. Pooja, hello and welcome. Can you hear me okay? Is everything okay? So we have Pooja and Jasmine, hello and welcome. There we are, so I have my chat, so that's good. So hello Pooja and hello Jasmine. So members only crystal ball, of course. If the music is too loud, please let me know. Please let me know if the music is too loud. The cards we have Shaman's Dream, we have Starseed, we have Prayers from Archangel Michael. Must be surface there. Earth Magic, Unicorn, and I've got these love cards back. So we have these love cards back, which are better than the Whispers of Love. In my opinion, I prefer them. I prefer the Romance Angel to the Whispers of Love. I don't know about you. And Shaman's Dream as well. So we do have Shaman's Dream as well. Okay, so the sound, if the sound is okay, that is great. That is perfect. Yeah, so I'm doing very, 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 very well, thank you. Yeah, I'm doing very well. So thank you for asking. I hope you are doing well as well. Yeah, so members only crystal ball, and just let me know if you want me to go back over the cards. If you've been on the recent pendulum and things like that, you probably will remember the cards that I've been using. Tam, hello and welcome! Okay, so Miss Venus. How does Charlie feel about the conversation we had about religious differences we have? Does he have doubts that things will work between us? Okay. So I do see some energy of doubt. I do see some energy of doubt, but it's quite minimal. There's openness. There's the energy of openness that's kind of, I would say, outweighing the energy of doubt. So it looks quite good. I would have hope for that with how those energies look. Jasmine, does Phil open the chat today? Okay. I guess a no on that, actually. I guess a no on that one, Jasmine. Kevin, we're doing my masters from World Quant, if I say that correctly, University, while doing a full-time job in Capgemini. Be a good idea. Okay. Yes, we are getting positive energy around that. There is positive energy around that. I think the main thing for Kevin at the moment, there's a lot of opportunity. It's like the Paths Unknown card in the Akashic Tarot. You know, it's like in the Akashic Tarot. It's kind of like there's so many different paths that can be taken, and they're all kind of open a little bit. You know, it's like the energies of things opening. So yeah, it's definitely about making decisions and maybe really focusing your manifestations, pinpointing your manifestations. Let's see. Miss Venus, I'm about to go into session, so I'm literally going to put my question right now. Oh no. I was just bear for one moment. And I just spilled water all over myself. So just so you know, when there's a member stream, if you cannot make the member stream, if you're busy, you can, and you'll remember, you can send questions to me off stream. So you Discord, Facebook, email, things like that. You can send me a few questions and I will do them off stream. It's just an option just in case, because I know time zones are difficult. If you've noticed on the homepage, I've done a very early member stream as well, which I don't usually do, but we have a lot of IST time zone people in the members. So it's kind of, I feel like maybe mixing it up like that will be beneficial. We'll just see how it goes. I'm going to try to do a few more members things. What I've noticed is I barely ever do crystal balls that aren't members. So I'm like, I'm trying to see how I should balance that. But yeah. Let's see. So, it's how much your lunch. Oh, I hope I get to some of your questions. Do bear that in mind. Do bear that in mind. Do we have an issue going on because it says 0 in the chat to me for some reason? And Pooja, N texted me in the morning. I replied him back and then he didn't respond back. What was the reason? Okay. Yeah, so he seems to be the first thing that comes to his mind when things are going bad. There's kind of a comparison between his current connection and you, and sometimes when things are going bad in that connection, he feels an urge to reach out to you, but then there's guilt of that he's done that because he's still in that connection. So it's kind of like he reaches out, you reply, but then the guilt is coming up, so he's like uncertain whether to reply or not again, and because the first message came due to kind of a repelling away from that connection and being attracted to your connection. And yeah, it's really interesting because I don't feel like he's in the right connection that he needs to be in for his like, there's lessons to be learned in that connection. I do feel positive energy with him. I'm not saying that it's a completely negative connection, but he does feel repelled away from her a lot. And when he feels that, he feels attracted towards you, which is kind of, it's not a great place to be in. When you're in a relationship, you really should be focused on that one person or that other one person, you know? Making a decision, I would say, he should do. And Miss Venus, Charlie's feelings, thoughts, and intentions towards me. Okay. There's a strong warmth energy that comes around me at first, to begin with, and it's very much kind of feeling comfortable, feeling like you're in alignment, resonating, those kind of words I would use. Just that comfortable energy, like I do feel kind of like nice around this person. I feel calm around this person, which is nice. There's feelings of care and attraction and like positive kind of external energies coming up there. Intentions definitely seem to get to know you a bit better, a bit deeper, kind of delve a bit more into things. There's definitely an intention to take this further along, really looking forward with this connection. There's an energy of looking forward. Things that you might do together, things that you might see or do together, Jasmine, did Phil open the chat recently after the 17th and see I had deleted the message from that day? If so, what were his thoughts and feelings? Okay, so did he open the chat recently after the 17th and see that you deleted the message? And if so, what were his thoughts and feelings? Okay, so let's see if he actually opened it and saw the deleted message. Okay. Getting a yes on that, and definitely getting kind of like a sorry kind of energy coming through, like almost like an apologetic kind of energy coming through, like feeling a bit of blame, feeling a bit of fault, if that makes sense. My co-worker Camilla thinks I am very powerful. Okay, so Camilla, let's see, does this person think that you are very powerful? So I guess I'm gonna know on that actually. But hello and welcome to the member streams, Maya. I think this is the first time you've been on a member stream, if I'm not mistaken. So welcome. Root Chakra members get 2 extra crystal balls and a channeling a month, and Heart Chakra members get 3 extra crystal balls and 2 channelings per month. And we're just looking at other things you can do. Sometimes like there's members only runes, members only aura, and things like that. So there will be other things as well. It's very dry. Kevin, how would doing an MBA from MIT, WPU, Poon be for me? What would be my experience there? Okay. So how will that be for you? Okay. Okay, so actually feeling a pull away from this. So actually feeling, yeah, like a pull away from that. Kind of like a no with that one. Miss Venus, what are Charlie's doubts with regards to me? Okay. So right now I wouldn't say that there are doubts. I would say that there's some worries that, you know, of how things will go, like will things work out, how will things go. I'm hoping this is the connection I'm kind of expecting it to be and things like that. And there's definitely kind of I wouldn't say worry a little bit, you know, as we all do, maybe overthinking a little bit. But I wouldn't say it's like at the forefront, like he's really worried or anything. But like a little bit of worry coming through that. But I wouldn't necessarily say doubt. Like I wouldn't necessarily say that he's doubting something already. I would just say that there's some worries there. Maya, my boss Morton knows that the company, at least 7 people, is tired of the abuse of David. Okay, so does Morton know that at least 7 people are tired of the abuse of David? Okay. So I'm getting a no on that one as well. I'm getting a no on that one. So maybe some people need to speak out. You know, speak out about what's going on. Sorry. Maya, nowadays my boss Camilla thinks I am a witch. Okay. Yes, I actually do get a yes on that one. Pooja, my ex, Anshul, we broke up many years ago, but he always come back to reconnect. I have clearly said no to him many times. What universe wants me to learn from the situation? He literally tried to connect with me every year. Okay. So it seems to be more of a lesson on his side, because we do have to learn. So all of these kind of things that go on in natural relationships in life, like rejection and rejection or acceptance, you know, those polar opposite kind of things. We all need to learn lessons about these, and it seems like his lesson, he needs to have a little bit of a lesson in regards to the rejection side of things. So your energy of not being connected to that and wanting to leave that in the past, being counter to his energy of kind of wanting to keep reaching out, is his lesson of rejection, if that makes sense. So I hope that makes sense. We're all co-creating this reality, so it's common that sometimes you will be a part of someone else's lesson, as opposed to it's not always just your lesson, if that makes sense. But don't worry, you are the main character. Kevin, how do you see my career growth being like if I choose to do MBA next year from MIT Pune? Let's see. Yeah, there's positive and abundant energy around that. So that looks a bit better than the last question asked. Maya, nowadays my boss Mawson thinks I am stronger than many males on the company. Okay. No, actually get a no on that one. It doesn't mean that you're not, but he may not think that. Jasmine, is Phil less attracted to me at my current weight? Okay. So we do get a yes on that one, just in terms of physical attraction alone, those external energies. But I don't really feel like it hinders too much the deeper attractions, you know? Those kind of magnetic draws that the twin flame energy has. Miss Venus, Charlie and I will meet this Saturday and we'll talk about this religion issue. How will things go? Okay. There just seems to be a lot of energy of you can be very grown, you can be very, you know, maybe mature would be the right word to use, I don't know, and accepting of each other's kind of varied outlooks, varied, you know, everyone's looking at the world through a different lens, through a different lens, sorry. Everyone's looking at the world through a different lens, and I feel like there's definitely a potential for you guys to kind of align and understand in that way, and be a support on each other's paths, as opposed to, you know, it's not like trying to convince someone of your own beliefs, if that makes sense. It's more kind of about this growth of understanding that people just have different views. It seems like there's a lot of positive energy around that. There's a lot of grown and mature is the only kind of way I can kind of put it, but it feels like that energy is there to tap into, and you're very likely to tap into that. So that is, you know, that's nice, obviously, of course. That's kind of what you'd want from that kind of situation, and it does seem like there's potential for that to happen. So hoping for the best for that. It's interesting. I don't think I've ever dated someone who actually resonated exactly with my beliefs. So yeah, this is similar. It feels like a similar energy for me. I'm always, you know, saying things, saying really, you know, what normal people would consider like kind of like outlandish things about my experiences in meditation and my belief systems, and I'm always dating people who have a little bit more, I don't like saying normal, but I think you guys kind of get what I mean. Yeah, it feels very similar to most of my relationships. Pooja says, oh, sorry, that was the last part of the other question. Jan, hello and welcome. It's really nice to see you. I feel like I've missed you a lot. Oh, and Jan, so I've seen your message about the channeling. I didn't have my channeling book with me, so I purposely left your message on unread, so when I got my book, I could type the message to you. So my book is over there now, so I will type the message to you after this. So Jan, I really do apologise for that, but sometimes I do leave the messages on unread on purpose to prompt me to do something, but I have my channeling book today, so I will get that done. So that's just clicked in my mind now that I've seen Jan here. Jan says, what are Caden's feelings and thoughts for me and the connection and any intentions? Okay. So there's care. There is a little bit of regret. So I think that might be, that's interesting considering things that have happened. So it's probably a good thing. And there's a bit of regret. But there is care, and there is still kind of the positive, those energies that kind of pull pull you together, that magnetic energy that we see in many spiritual type of connections, and that is kind of still at the forefront, I would say. Yeah, so that's feelings. In terms of thoughts, I would definitely say thoughts are being pushed to the back of the mind. I would definitely say thoughts are kind of being suppressed a little bit. But yeah, with the feelings. So it feels like it's a bit more difficult with the feelings. But if you come into his mind, you know, it's kind of pushing you back, not wanting to talk about you or have those kind of thoughts. So there's a bit of suppression going on there, if that's how I could put it across. Kevin, should I do MBA in finance, international business, marketing, digital marketing, business analytics, agri business management, or MBA dual for MIT Pune? Okay, so this is a lot to look at. So I'm just going to focus for a moment on those names, words, before I tap into that. Both finance and digital marketing are coming up strongest from those ones there. Jasmine, since Phil thinks I'm being indecisive like him because I delete my messages, is this pushing him further away from me and making him want to not be bothered with me? Okay. So I wouldn't necessarily say it's pushing you further away, but does feel kind of like because he feels like you're both kind of in the same boat, he doesn't feel like there's a rush element to it. He feels like we're in the same boat. You know, he doesn't feel like there's a how can I say? Like, he doesn't need to rush into it or anything, or it's not going to go away. It's not something that's going to... It's not an opportunity that's going to be missed. It's like you're in the same boat and you're both kind of going along next to each other. And he does kind of feel like anytime he can reach out, you will kind of be there. It kind of feels like you're really resonating on the same page, if that makes sense. In that respect. My ex Samuel did magic, so Ellen K and Johan B had a date yesterday. Okay, so did your ex Samuel do magic so that these two people had a date? Okay. Just focus on the names for a second. So actually getting a no on that. So there wasn't a black magic done to ensure those people went on a date, so getting a no on that one. Miss Venus, how do you see things going between Charlie and I in a romantic sense? How will he behave towards me? Kiss, hold hands, hugging me, touchy, feely, etc. Okay, so how do you see things going between Charlie and I in the romantic sense? Okay, so it's the level of public affection and things like that, I guess. Looking at things like that. Yeah, so I don't see overly like I was just saying them about public affection. I don't see it being overly affectionate in a public sense, but I also don't see it like I'm there's people who like have fear of public displays of affection and they don't do it. I don't feel like that, but I just don't feel like it's overly done in the public. But I feel like holding hands is fine, and you know, being like a bit affectionate and close seems fine. In the public kind of sense, in a private kind of sense as well. But I do feel like it's more small, thoughtful, mindful gestures as opposed to like huge romantic gestures, you know, like things that are very, very thoughtful and almost practical a little bit sometimes, as opposed to something that's it's just romantic. It's kind of maybe a bit creative and romantic. It's more logical and thoughtful and mindful. That's the kind of thing that comes through. And Pooja, what are N's feelings and thoughts for me at the moment? Okay. There's care for you, and the kind of more external, like physical attraction kind of thing does keep coming up occasionally with this as well. Aries, hello, welcome. It's really nice to see Aries here. Has my partner been thinking about officially moving in with me, and if so, what thoughts around that? Okay. Yeah, there's definitely been thinking about like how that would work, and you know, would I be in her house, or would we get a different place together, kind of thing. There definitely seems to be thinking about that. There's no doubt that he has thought about that very recently. So yeah, definitely 100% do see that. It feels a little bit kind of like considering what it would be like more than forward planning. You know, I don't feel like a planning energy there, but I definitely feel like a feeling what this would be like energy. Kevin, maybe I should do MSc in computer science, blockchain technology, economics, biotechnology, or data science and big data analytics. Okay. Let's see. Computer science and data analytics are coming through most prominently, most positively there. Jan, when will Kate unblock me? Hopefully that is still imminent energy. Okay. So the energy just feels, it does feel to have relaxed a little bit. So it doesn't feel as imminent, but it still feels very current chapter, if that makes sense. It does feel current chapter. It just feels like there's a bit of a calming to it. It doesn't feel as it needs to be super soon. And so that's unfortunate, but we can keep a check on that and see. Hopefully it can go back to imminent, or, you know, go back to imminent, ideally, I would say. Kevin, what are A's current feelings and thoughts about me now? Okay. So the main two things that come up are attraction and doubt. There's attraction really coming through very forefront, but there's doubt like, kind of niggling as well. So yeah, it's that kind of complexity where it's counterintuitive, it's contradicting, you know, a dissonance. Maya, my white salvia prayers cleansing moved energies so people at work have problems with David. Okay. Oh, I think I might need to. Oh, I didn't put the charger in. Hold on. Oh my gosh. Oh no. It's here. It's just here. Oh. It should be. Thanks, Tinkly. Yeah, it should be. It doesn't seem to recognize that it's charging. Oh no. Oh gosh, I really hope this is okay. So what I will do, so we'll carry on. As long as you can see me, I'm not buffering or anything like that, I will just keep going. If anything does happen with this, it seems to have an issue with the charging. Probably left it too low for this app. It's quite, you know, takes a lot of power. And then I will jump back on. So if I do cut off, I will jump back on. So it might be a case of just giving it a moment to charge, but for now, it seems okay, so let's just continue with that. Sorry, Maya. I was up to Maya, wasn't I? My white salvia oh my gosh. My white salvia prayers cleansing moved energy so people at work had problems with David. Okay. So do get a yes on that one. Do get a yes on that one. And just to say as well, just in case I do have to jump off and jump back on, please do give this video a like. It just boosts, you know, even when we're doing member streams, I do still appreciate the like, so I really appreciate that. Miss Venus, do you see Charlie and I actually getting in a committed relationship despite this religion issue? If so, when do you see this? Okay. Yeah, because I feel like, because I do feel like there's a possibility to have acceptance around it, okay? So where it's needed.